It's me again. Right. Okay, another one of my Just Me videos. And this one I'm going to talk about me. Because I don't exactly have to say, I've had one or two questions like, am I gay? Was one. I've had, how old are you? Is your voice breaking? Things like that. So I just want to sort of run through and say these things because these Just Me videos will carry on and I'll keep making these things, but rather than I have to keep repeating little bits, I'll make this video and you can refer back to it if you like. So, loading. I pressed the forward key then. I didn't grow up. I started playing games a long time before Half-Life came out, but yeah, I used to play this a lot. Anyway, so my name is Andrew. That's my first thing. Okay, I'm English. My passport. Yeah, English, British, I suppose. And so I come from England, but I do live in Spain. I've lived here since 2007, December the 13th, Friday, December the 13th of all things. Because when I came here, the last thing I thought about was the fact that I was going to arrive on Friday the 13th. All I knew was I was leaving on Thursday the 12th. I didn't think the other thing. So, yeah. So I live here in Spain. I came here to be with, there was time for me to move on, you know, in life. It was time for me to move on. That's a whole other story. So I'm not going to blab on about that too much now. But it was time to move on. And I chose Madrid, came here, already knew my wife. And so came here, we got married eventually after about a year. And here we are together. She's not the mother of my children. I was married once before, but she was a bit of a she-devil. I know all husbands, ex-husbands say that, but I'm not going to dip into why. But so there we are. That's me. Did I say my age? I was going to. I'm age 55. Born in Plymouth, England, and grew up there, and thought I was going to die there at one time. Well, only because I was quite happy there. I reached a point where I was no longer happy there, so I came here. I have two kids. They are in their 30s. I am 55. My daughter was conceived when I was 20, born when I was 21, and my son 2 years later. My son is married. He has 2 children, so I have 2 grandchildren. The oldest of those is age 2, and the younger one a few months. So there you go. That's my immediate family. I live here. I've got 2 homes, and I'll just touch on that because somebody said, "Why you must have loads of money? You got to." Cause I just bought a place in Plymouth. A second home, a second house, but no, we're not rich. As you'll find as you sort of get older, to middle age and a bit beyond, you start to accumulate a bit of money from, it could be inheritances, all kinds of different things like that, and that sort of thing. So he kind of accumulated, and what do you do with money? I mean, you can spend it on big holidays, or you can, lots of things you can do with the money. You can invest it, I suppose. We chose that when the money became enough to do so, we would buy a house. It took 2 years to find because we used to go over for like 2 weeks at a time and things like that. But so yeah, we got a house anyway. No, we haven't got loads of money. We got plenty, but we're not rolling in it. Certainly wasn't YouTube who bought the house, but never mind. Maybe one day. Although I'm not bothered, you know, if YouTube never gives me any money at all, I would be sort of okay with it a bit. I give out 50 or 60 euros a month, something like that. Most I've ever had was 120, and I still don't know why. Well, I can look at the videos and figure it out, but you know, the list of the statistics, but can't be bothered. So that's most of the family. I have a couple of brothers. One is 2 years older than me. One is 2 years younger than me. And I never see the one who's 2 years older than me, younger than me. But I do see the one who's 2 years older than me, he lives in Plymouth, so we meet up at least once when I go there. Having a house there, see, when I came here, they were my kids, my father, mother, my brothers, or one of my brothers there, and things like that. But I kind of, kids are sort of grown up, left home, gone away. I was alone. I wasn't married at the time. My first wife, we were divorced. So I wanted to move on. I wanted to choose between London and Plymouth. I wanted a complete, really was a moving on. Okay, we'll let him come. So I chose Madrid. I'd already met my wife, and that was the reason I chose Madrid, was because I knew her. We were sort of seeing each other, I suppose, but we weren't going to get married. I had hopes, I must admit, but so I came here. I sold my flat, threw away everything I owned, pretty much. And it really was like that. I remember I came here, I had a big rucksack on my back. I think I had a suitcase as well. I can't remember. Maybe I didn't even have a suitcase. I had my computer. I put rope. I remember blue it was. I put some rope around it, and then I made a little handle on the top, and I carried it like that. It was one of these big, I don't know if computers were bigger then, but mine was big, massive. And I bought my computer screen because it was really good. And at the time, it was 10 years ago. So came here, and that was all. I actually met my wife playing games online. There was an MMO and if you played it, it's still around now, I think. Anyway, if you played that game, what happened? You go through the start bit, and it says this is how you do this. You press this key, you jump. You press this key, you crouch, and all this rubbish. And after players went through that bit, you went to a kind of starting area. And in most MMOs, you'd have to sort of kill rabbits or something, but in this one, it was slightly different. So what you do? So anyway, some of the people who were experienced at playing the game and so on, we were called helpers, I believe. It's so long ago, and we didn't get paid for it. We used to just stand around in the starter area. We'd have all these noobs sort of hanging out and not really knowing where to go. So if you saw somebody who looked a bit confused, might say, "Are you stuck?" Sounds weird, but that was the nature of the game. And we used to just go up to some people and just offer to help for any reason. So I remember I saw my wife was there, and it was her first day, and she looked completely, she didn't seem to know what to do. So I offered to take her on a tour. It's something we could do, and it was a thing we could do. Not everybody could do it, but we used to sort of teleport people around and show them stuff. There you go, look, there's this wonderful thing, you can come here one day if you could never get this far, and things like that. So sounds odd, but it worked. So that was it. I met my wife, did that sort of thing. We played games together. She liked games, so I like games. We played Diablo 2. Later she bought a laptop, a bit of a story, but Diablo 2 wasn't working anymore, so we played Guild Wars, the original. And so on. So that's my family, and I'm thinking maybe I could start to talk about, or I want to start talking about, like the room I'm in, where I live, and stuff like that. But that would take too long, and maybe another time I'll tell you about the place I live or something like that. But so I'm just going to add this on the end, by the way, and I put this in the description of the last video because I didn't want people to sort of say, say sort of disgusting things or whatever. This is rubbish. Don't do that. That sort of thing. Because I'm doing this because I want to do this, not because I think you might necessarily want to watch it. Maybe somebody will watch it one day. Maybe they won't. But anyway, this is me. It's a bit like a video diary thing, and whatever. Maybe my grandchildren will watch it in 20 years' time and learn something about Grandad and maybe Dad as well. So, yeah, that's what this is about. It's not monetized. You never know. I mean, if thousands of people start to watch these things, I'm going to put that give me money tick in the box. But at the moment, they're not monetized. So I'm not making any money from them. It's just me shoving a 10-minute video in a playlist on my channel. So don't bother to say I don't like it. I'm just going to tell you to F off and I don't care. That sort of thing. So there we go. And I think that's all for today. So I'll speak to you another time. So I've done the bit about who the family are and who I am. So you can have the rest, or something more interesting, a bit more, maybe something you'll like a bit more. But at least in the future, I'll be able to refer back and say, you don't know who my family is. You don't know why I live in Spain. Go and have a look at that video, number 2, and it will tell you. So there we go. Thanks very much. Please pop back for the next video. It will be better. It will be more interesting to you, perhaps. So, and that's all. Bye for now. See you.